infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. Usually I'm outside in nature, but it's really hot out there, so I'm waiting in this little cafe in Sicily. And I have some really important news to share with my growing infinite human tribe. So with the summer solstice of June 21st, it was a major shift in timelines. And this was a monumentally historic moment in time where, according to the dark agenda, the old world order ended, okay? It was put to rest. And the new world order began, okay? The old world order depended on basically Lush, which was it was fueled by Lush, which is the pain and suffering and misery and agony of humans, of organic human beings. And this is why we saw so much of the child sacrifice. It's been around for eons, but it was coming up. And people, the white hats, the white caps, whatever, were, freeing a lot of these children and finding bodies, and it was all being exposed. And we also are seeing the whole pedophilia ring that's coming about. And the cabal is being exposed, the families, the banking system, everything is being, nobody wants me to say this, everything is being rooted out, because the truth is we're in the Ascension cycle, the Platonic years, NASA calls it, and it is, the frequencies are rising to such a high level that the Earth's frequency and the ley lines and the grids and the nets and everything can no longer, these phantom matrices, these low frequency vibrational networks that have been injected for eons into the planet around power points, around ley lines at places like, say, Stonehenge, or monumental places that were power points for the Earth, are no longer going to be able to hold this. And so a lot of these shadow creatures, these phantom creatures, these toxic entities and energies are being evicted, and they're coming out. And I've listened to a lot of sensitives, and they're saying, I'm seeing a lot of these negative entities around me. And I too have seen that, and a lot of grid workers are working to extract them, but they're coming out, they're being flushed out. So that old system will never, it's gone. So that's what you're seeing when you're seeing people, political leaders especially, taking credit for bringing down the cabal. They're not doing it. They are just taking credit for it because it's happening. It's happening on God's divine timing. It's something that was always going to happen. And the dark side, as I call it, knew about this. So they have planned to let loose all of their hidden technology that they've had for eons. This technology we're now seeing has existed for a long time, and they've been using it against us. But now they're shoving it in our face like little gumdrops to get us addicted to it. And they've done what they accomplished during the Great Reset of putting their 5G towers, their SpaceX cage, and injecting bioweaponry into people. Let's see if this flies. So they've accomplished that. Now what you're going to see is the reset into a world, an artificial world of artificial intelligence, not divine intelligence. Why? Because our own divine intelligence, our divine technology is starting to come online because of the monumental increase in the Schumann resonancy and the frequency of the planet now. We're seeing it, we're experiencing it. Those of you that are sensitive are feeling this energy. If you're in the sun, it's activating your 12-stranded DNA. But they're trying to offer us the bad copy. And I sent out a newsletter explaining this in great detail. And as soon as I sent my newsletter out, I swear to God, my power went off. So I knew I was on to something, and that, this is not something that people want out to get out, but it's the plan. So what's happening is, and I talked about Queen Elizabeth and Jubilee and how she was offering, now we're going to see the third strand of DNA being offered to make sapiens, they're calling it sapiens, fusing man with machine and giving them all these special abilities, when that's really the bad copy, so heads up. And so what I talked about in my newsletter too, and I know Ireland Clark's going to do something about that, so please pay attention. Just let this sit. It's huge. It's a lot of information, but this is the time when the Rainbow Warriors now need to be activated. Okay, this is the activation for the Rainbow Warriors of the Hopi prophecy, the summer solstice 2022. It is the sign. So if this resonates with you, find me, join my Infinite Human family, www.infinitehuman.com. My book, The Infinite Human, explains what's going on and the steps for the future, and basically it's divinely downloaded information. Some of it I'm just now realizing, wow, okay, this was right, because I remember when I was writing, I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? But it's all panning out just as I received it. And it's divine information about what we need to do, because we need to cure this whole COVID healthcare crisis by returning back. And the rainbow prophecies, talk about a race of rainbow warriors from all walks of life, all countries, all, race, creeds, and colors, who come together to make the earth green again. So the earth, we need to heal it. We need to return back to the ancient indigenous ways, slowly. I mean, we're not going to just throw everything out right away, but we need to start moving out of the net and begin to ground ourselves in what's real, what's organic, our earth, the natural biorhythms of the earth, which are going to be very healing, the sun. So we need to start getting back on track, and that will be the rebalancing. And we're going to be rebalancing to heal this diseased planet that we live in, that is caused by modern man's addiction, modern man's artificial technology. Okay, so I'm not saying it's horrible, but this is the cure, and this is the time to start finding the way back home, to finding a balance, and trust that our divine technology is going to be coming back online. All right? I hope that helps for you that are kind of confused. And again, all this information is on my website, in blog posts and videos on my channel, www.infinitehuman.com. Please subscribe, join my family, and my book, The Infinite Human Explains It All. And I've just revamped our book, The Pathway Home, which I wrote with my husband, a physician, that talks about the true divine inner healing, the nature of it. Ciao for now.
I can taste